happening, everybody? Welcome back to Motovlog Adventures. Today, we're just taking a nice little cruise through the back roads here. This is the back end of the Berkeley Hills. Beautiful riding weather today. This road here brings back a lot of memories. I used to frequent this road on my mountain bike quite a bit, get my exercise in. And that right there is something I want to talk about on this video, the dumping on some of these back roads. And it's really bugs. There's another pile there. I mean, what kind of individual does that kind of thing? People just don't understand. That type of behavior comes back around in your life. You think you're saving $20, $40, maybe an hour's worth of time dumping out in the beautiful nature back here. But I can guarantee you that in a short amount of time, they're going to get pulled over, they're going to get a red light ticket or something that's going to end up costing them 10 times what it would have cost them to just do it right the first time. So it's frustrating, but you know, that's just the way life works sometimes. People aren't all on the same level of understanding. Now, as long as we're on the topic, I want to share with you a story. I'm not trying to come across as a do-gooder or anything like that, but I think it's worthy of sharing. As I said, I used to ride these back roads all the time, every week, sometimes several times a week. And this was my exercise. I'd ride up this mountain here. And after having ridden on this road countless times, I just got absolutely fed up with the amount of trash that was strewn all across these beautiful back roads. And you can see a little bit of trash here and there now, but I'm telling you, it was bad. It was looking like a dump. So I took it upon myself and I asked a friend if he'd be interested in joining me, maybe create a little bit of good karma. And I said, let's just head out and pick up this entire stretch of roadway. It's about 4 miles altogether. I had a couple of those litter picker-upper tools and a whole bunch of heavy-duty garbage bags. And my buddy had a pickup truck with a camper shell on it. And so we headed out here one day, not knowing how much we'd get done. Surprisingly, we literally got this whole roadway done in just a few hours. It didn't even take all that long, but we collected about 15 huge garbage bags full of trash. It was funny because people couldn't understand what we were doing. Some folks who were driving by thought we might be dumping, but they quickly realized that's not what we were doing. We had our reflective orange vests on. We looked like professionals, even though we're just citizens, just taking it upon ourselves. But we even had a guy from the county drive by and stop and ask us, what are you guys doing? We said, we're picking up trash. And he goes, for why? For who? I said, just because we want to. And he was kind of dumbfounded. He pulled over, he made a phone call, he left. But we cleaned up this entire stretch of roadway, like I said, in just a few hours. And part of the deal was, because there was a lot of different recyclables, cans and bottles. Some of them were actually really old, 40 or 50 years old. Some of the older beer cans and stuff were collectible. There was a few that were in a good condition that I saved. I think I've got them somewhere up in my storage now, but part of the deal was that my buddy was able to keep all the recyclables. We sorted it out later. And amazingly enough, he actually made, I believe it was like $35 or $40 in recycling money off of that. Like I said, I think it was about 3-4 hours it took us. to get this entire stretch that we've been driving on right here cleaned up. So, I mean, he actually made a decent hourly rate. I mean, for what we did. This was, you know, over a decade ago. But something really wonderful that happened after that. Well, we both felt really good about it. And me personally, I was able to now better enjoy these back roads. Every time I went riding, I just had like a smile on my face, seeing the beauty that was uncovered after the trash had been taken away. Now, there was a couple dump piles like what we saw there, which we weren't able to clean up. They were just huge items. But it was all the little stuff, all the little cans and paper and wrappers and all that stuff. We got it up. So a short time afterward, both me and my buddy had a string of good luck happen in our lives. I actually got, at the time, what was the best job I'd ever had in my life. I got hired on, and my life completely changed from that moment forth. That was literally like within a month after having that, after doing the pickup. And my buddy also had a change of life events. He met a girl, and he ended up graduating from college and went on another direction, but things were going really well in his life. And I couldn't help but feel like, you know, we had created a good circle of karma that had come back with just this one small action that you could even call self-serving. Pull over and let that biker get a little bit ahead of us. I don't want to zoom past him. But look at the beauty here, my friends. I come out to roads like this to escape, to get that sense of freedom. And it's roads like this too, where I'm located, where you can head out during the hotter days and really cool down in the shade back here and just enjoy your time and get that feeling of freedom. So like I said, I'm not making this video to toot my own horn or to claim to be some goody-goody person, but rather, I just want to inspire anybody watching this to take it upon yourselves, if you feel so inclined, if you frequent a certain stretch of road and you noticed it's really getting cluttered up, you know, maybe you can spend a little time, get a buddy, a couple friends out there, and get it cleaned up real quick. One amazing side benefit that ends up happening when you do this, what I noticed, is that a lot less trash continues to accumulate. It's just one of those situations where, you know, folks see trash everywhere and they think, oh, what's one more piece of trash? You're not even going to notice it. So they just throw it on out. And when you get things spick and span, generally stays like that a lot longer. Now, as I'm riding back on this back road, again, this was quite some time ago. I don't frequent this road that often anymore, but I'm seeing trash. There's a little paper towel. There's a can. There's some fast food remnants. So it could use another cleanup. And even though I'm not on this road all too often, heck, I might just come out here and do it again. Why not? There's other roads that I do frequent quite often that could use a cleanup as well. So it's time to get out there and do a little bit of work again and get some of my scenic rides spick and span. You know, one of the worst things about the dumping that occurs, and look, here we go. Mattress. Is that when you try to come up with a solution, you think about, oh, installing cameras and that sort of thing, which really just takes away from that sense of freedom, really. I mean, what do you want, a surveillance state everywhere you go? So you know, to me, maybe a trail cam at certain areas that have a habitual problem, and then once the problem is resolved, maybe uninstall it. Could be a solution. So here's a really ugly dump here. Not only do they dump it on the side of the road, oh my goodness, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable, guys. So somebody has been backing up to the edge of the roadway here and just dumping and dumping copious amounts of garbage. So you see something like this, and it almost makes me feel silly talking about running this stretch of road, picking up the trash. Who knows what kind of toxic gunk might be in there as well. I can see one oil can over there, or what used to have oil in there. There could be some used oil in there.